You pour a glass of orange juice, you drink it, and within 30 minutes, something unexpected begins happening inside your brain. Most people think orange juice is just sugar and vitamin C, but scientists have discovered something far more complex and far more powerful. Inside that single glass of OJ is a cocktail of compounds that cross your blood-brain barrier, changing how you think, feel, and focus. And here's what nobody is telling you. It doesn't work the way you think it does. Here's the assumption most people make. Orange juice gives you energy because of sugar. That's only half the story. Orange juice contains over 60 bioactive compounds, many of which directly interact with your brain chemistry. Scientists at Oxford and Harvard have studied what these compounds do to the human brain, and the results challenged everything researchers assumed. The sugar in orange juice, yes, it spikes your glucose, but the flavonoids in that same glass actively slow and buffer that spike in a way no one expected. Let's start with the most important compound most people have never heard of, hesperidin. Hesperidin is a flavonoid found almost exclusively in citrus fruits, and in the last decade, neuroscientists have discovered it has direct neuroprotective effects. Hesperidin can cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning it physically enters your brain tissue and begins interacting with neurons within minutes. Next, folate. 1 cup of orange juice delivers roughly 15% of your daily folate requirement, and folate is critically involved in neurotransmitter synthesis. Without adequate folate, your brain struggles to produce serotonin and dopamine, the exact chemicals that control your mood, motivation, and focus. Then there's vitamin C. Your brain uses more vitamin C per gram of tissue than almost any other organ in your body. Vitamin C acts as a powerful antioxidant in your brain, neutralizing free radicals that damage neurons every single day. And potassium. 1 cup of OJ contains about 10% of your daily needs. Potassium is essential for every single electrical signal your brain fires. Now let's talk about exactly what happens minute by minute after you drink that glass of orange juice. Within 2 minutes of swallowing, glucose from the juice enters your bloodstream through the wall of your small intestine. Your pancreas immediately detects the rising glucose and begins releasing insulin, the hormone that unlocks your cells to absorb that energy. Around the 5-minute mark, blood glucose is rising. Your brain detects this shift and begins increasing its metabolic activity. Here's where it gets fascinating. Between minutes 10 and 20, the flavonoids in OJ begin to modulate something called cerebral blood flow. Cerebral blood flow is one of the most important, and least talked about, factors in brain performance. More blood flow means more oxygen, more glucose delivery, and faster neural signaling. A landmark study from the University of Reading found that a single serving of flavonoid-rich orange juice measurably improved cerebral blood flow within 2 hours in healthy adults. By the 30-minute mark, your brain is operating with measurably higher glucose availability and beginning to absorb the neuroprotective flavonoids. But what if you drink orange juice consistently? What changes after 24 hours? After 1 day of regular OJ consumption, your body's vitamin C stores begin to replenish. And this has a direct effect on your brain's antioxidant defense system. Your brain produces something called glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. Vitamin C from OJ recycles and regenerates glutathione levels in the brain. Within 24 hours, folate begins accumulating in your plasma, starting the process of optimizing neurotransmitter production. 7 days in, and this is where researchers start seeing the most interesting cognitive changes. Studies show that after just 1 week of daily flavonoid consumption, measurable improvements in episodic memory begin to appear, especially in adults over 30. After 7 days, hesperidin, that critical flavonoid, begins to accumulate in brain tissue at meaningful concentrations. What does that mean practically? People report sharper focus, faster recall, and reduced mental fatigue, not because of the sugar, but because of the flavonoids. There's also something happening in your gut, and your gut talks directly to your brain through the gut-brain axis. Flavonoids from OJ act as prebiotics, feeding beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, which then signal your brain to reduce neuroinflammation. 2 weeks of daily orange juice. Now the changes are structural, not just chemical. Hesperidin has been shown in animal and early human studies to promote something called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. After 14 days, your body's inflammatory markers, including CRP, a key brain inflammation indicator, begin measurably decreasing in people who consume OJ regularly. Chronic low-grade brain inflammation is now linked to brain fog, depression, anxiety, and accelerated cognitive decline. Reducing it matters more than most people realize. After 2 weeks, vitamin C tissue saturation in the brain reaches near optimal levels, maximizing your neurons' ability to resist oxidative damage. 30 days. 1 month of a daily glass of orange juice. The cumulative effects on your brain are now significant enough to be measured in clinical trials. A major study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed flavonoid-rich orange juice daily for 8 weeks showed significant improvements in overall cognitive function. After 30 days, the hippocampus, your brain's memory and learning center, shows measurably higher functional activity in flavonoid-sufficient individuals. Your brain's dopamine regulation system also shows positive changes, because folate accumulation over 30 days has meaningfully supported neurotransmitter synthesis pathways. Mood stability, motivation levels, and working memory all show measurable improvements in studies tracking 30-day flavonoid intake. Now, let's destroy some myths, because orange juice has been unfairly demonized in recent years. Myth number 1. Orange juice is just sugar water. It's no better than soda. Fact. Soda contains 0 bioactive compounds, 0 antioxidants, and 0 neuroprotective flavonoids. Orange juice contains all 3 in meaningful amounts. Myth number 2. The sugar spike from OJ will crash your brain function. Fact. Research shows OJ has a glycemic index of approximately 50, lower than many whole fruits, and the fiber matrix and flavonoids slow glucose absorption significantly compared to equivalent sugar beverages. Myth number 3. You should always eat the whole orange instead. Juice destroys all the nutrition. Fact. While whole oranges provide more fiber, fresh orange juice retains nearly all the hesperidin, vitamin C, and folate. And some research shows OJ flavonoids may actually have higher bioavailability in liquid form due to faster absorption. Myth number 4. Orange juice causes brain fog because of the sugar. Fact. Brain fog from OJ is typically associated with excess consumption, multiple glasses daily. 1 8-ounce serving actually improves cognitive performance markers in controlled research settings. But here's what the pro-OJ crowd won't tell you. There are real limitations and real risks for certain people. If you are insulin resistant or pre-diabetic, the glucose load from even 1 glass of OJ can overwhelm your system's ability to buffer that spike properly. Commercial OJ, especially from concentrate, has had heat processing applied that destroys a significant portion of its vitamin C and flavonoid content. The research showing cognitive benefits consistently used fresh squeezed or minimally processed 100% orange juice, not the sugar-added varieties sold in most stores. So, what's the final verdict on what happens to your brain after drinking orange juice? Within 30 minutes, your brain receives a meaningful glucose boost, begins absorbing powerful flavonoids, and experiences initial improvements in cerebral blood flow. Over 7 to 30 days, the cumulative evidence shows measurable improvements in memory, focus, neuroinflammation reduction, and neuroprotection, but only with fresh, 100% OJ consumed in appropriate portions. Orange juice is not a superfood, it is not a cure, but the science is clear. A daily 8-ounce glass of real orange juice does measurably support brain health in ways most people have never been told. The key variables are quality and quantity. Fresh squeezed wins over processed. 1 glass wins over 3. And consistency over 30 days wins over a single serving. Your brain is the most complex organ in the known universe. And sometimes, protecting it is as simple as what you put in your glass in the morning. If you found this useful, share it with someone who starts every morning with a glass of OJ. They deserve to know what's actually happening inside their brain.